Welcome to another episode of Multifamily Collective. What can Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors, a very decorated veteran in the NBA now, what can he teach us about multifamily? What kind of lesson can he imbue in our minds and in our hearts that we can employ on a daily basis to make ourselves better, to make our teams better? It's getting back to the basics. If you have ever watched or seen Steph Curry warm up before a basketball game, if you've ever seen it in person, I've not, but my imagination tells me it's pretty intense. But I've seen enough highlight clips on ESPN or YouTube or otherwise to know that he goes through a very disciplined, very disciplined exercise of fundamentals, dribbling, passing, catching, shooting, defense, warm up, etc. every single game. My gut tells me, just having played basketball in my lifetime, that he probably goes through a similar, if not same, routine before they start every practice in the Golden State Warriors practice facilities. They do that for a reason. It is to imbue the basics in the mind so that it becomes muscle memory that you exercise when you come up against a situation. In a game time, or in a game rather, at game time speed, Steph Curry doesn't have to think about what he's going to do. He just instinctually knows what to do because he's imbued in his mind through tons of repetition, tons of discipline, the thing that is necessary. You've probably heard it many times. If you've worked in an organization for any bit of time, you've probably heard a senior executive or regional manager or somebody at the site level say, we've got to get back to basics. We've got to get back to sweeping the hallways. We've got to get back to taking the dust off the top of the fire extinguisher outside of the door in the common area hallways leading up to a show unit or a model unit. We've got to dust. We got to take our sparkle bucket and dust the models every single morning. We've got to open the store. We've got to get back to the basics of doing the things that are fundamental to making our business move. From a sales perspective, from a consumer experience perspective, from an alumni program perspective, where you're continuing to market to people even though they've moved out of your communities, all of it has a basic architecture about it. It has a basic set of behaviors that you have to show up, you have to do every day. You have to practice those things. You have to get them imbued in people's minds so that you don't have this, hey, we got to get back to the basics, because the basics are the thing that we do every day. Those are the reps that we do every day that are fundamentally built into the way that we do our business. Getting back to the basics doesn't have to be something that you have to promote every quarter, every 6 months, every 12 months. It should just be baked into the DNA of your organization through the repetition that you set up through ongoing efforts of coaching and mentoring the disciplines of our industry. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.